Hi guys, and welcome back to Conan Exiles Age of Sorcery. We are in chapter 2, and at the time of this video we are just about a week away from start of chapter 3, which on the channel we will have a new beginner's guide let's play series, shall we call it, starting up once chapter 3 comes out, where we'll start a new character on single player and we'll play through the game again, take a look at the new journey system, see what else is new, and we'll play just as if we were totally new to the game, leveling up, unlocking different things, building our first little hut, etc., and working our way up, getting armour, weapons, getting our first thrall. We'll follow it just as if we're a new player, so do keep an eye out for that Let's Play series coming up shortly, as soon as the new update drops. But yeah, onto this video. This one is a quick one just to talk about a particular item that you get after the end of completing this dungeon, and this dungeon in question is right at the end of Noob River here at Skulker's End, called the Dregs, for those who don't know. Fairly easy dungeon. You would literally have to fight your way through all of these and get through this camp, or you can sneak up the back way, climb over and drop down to here. These guys obviously aren't attacking me because I am cloaked and in god mode for this video. But the way to get in is you would lure one of them or lure them in here. Just ignore that writing that's popping up. It's about a teleporter on the roof on our server. But as you can see, these ghosts will appear. Somebody gets killed. Now if you kill one of those NPCs that follows you in on here, this will open up and then there's a winding staircase that you run down, and that will take you into the Dregs dungeon. If you guys would like to see a guide on the Dregs dungeon, just to highlight how easy it is and what you do in there, because there is a little bit of, shall we call it, puzzle solving involved. It's not terribly difficult, but yeah, we could go through that, show you would need a bow and arrow, because there are buttons at distance that you need to shoot to get water to rise at certain points for you to get across. So like I say, if you want to see a guide on that, do give me a thumbs up, let me know, comments down below, we can certainly look at doing that as a video in the future as well. But yeah, the item in question is this staff here, which is called Staff of the Triumvirate. Now you'll be given that when you defeat the Abyssal Remnant boss at the very end. You would come out of the dungeon just over the hill there, there's edges, sewers, it'll pop you out on top there, and then what you need to do, this staff essentially, you take it to a place up here, let me make sure I've got the right one, called the Tower of Bats. You place it into a shrine that is there with some albino bat demon, I think it's called, which I'll show you in a second, some blood which you will have to get from the albino bat demon that you'll have to kill. It is a one skull boss, I do believe, so I wouldn't attempt this early game until you've got some fairly decent armour, medium, maybe even heavy, and a decent weapon, because I'll show you when we go now, even with the weapon I've got, just how hard it is to kill. Obviously it won't attack me because I'm being cloaked, but you will have to fight this bat demon and kill it in order to get some blood from it, which you have to place into this altar, if you want to call it that, with the staff, and it converts it into the awakened Staff of the Triumvirate, which essentially, if you interact with it, will talk to you and it will tell you the way the journey works in Conan, so where you would need to go along your, it's kind of like a journey steps system, but it's a staff that will talk to you, and I'll show that off in a few minutes. You'll see what happens with that. It'll highlight various areas, and then your objective is to get to that area, do whatever it was he said you needed to do in that area, place the staff down again, and it will then take the next area, which essentially what it's doing is it's highlighting like the Unnamed City here, the sinkhole, all the various bosses throughout the map, and highlighting different things that you will need to do in order to complete your journey in Conan and get to remove your bracelet, which you need 6 different artifacts for. I'm not going to talk about those in this video because it'll drag it on too long. There are a few good YouTubes out there. Angar is a good one, just recently done his nomadic challenge, completed it and survived it, so well done to him. And in that he collected all 6 of the artifacts, and he talks about them a little bit, tells you what they are and shows you what part of the map you need to get them from, so check him out. Always worth a look, very good to watch, and very interesting the way he explains things. So yeah, what I'll do now is I will go to Tower of Bats and I will meet you over there, and we'll take a look at what we need to do to get this staff turned into the awakened staff. So I'll see you in a minute. Okay, well, welcome back. We're more or less here where we need to be. I've started you down here because there is, not sure where it is at the minute, but there is usually a rock nose that wanders around here. It's only a normal rock nose, rock donkey, it's not a boss or anything. But what you would want to do is you would want to make your way, just do it this way to show you because it's quicker. You want to try and climb your way up here, which ideally you probably want to climb up there, get onto this ledge, and then try and climb up from here. Oops. Get yourself onto here, and that's where we need to head for. But as you can hear, just here.
Slave. In the beginning, it was thus. The blackness of an utter void, with the cold winds of cosmic space blowing through it. We have not forgotten our origin, slave, nor the immensity of the void. Nightly, the Star Dreamers search the heavens for their wisdom, and at midnight, a moonbeam messenger carries the whispered dreaming back to the Warmaker, the Archivist, and the Priest King. Thus is our future read from the heavens and engraved on this earth. Your service here will bring you much honor.
Yeah, so there's 2 of those tablets, one on that side, one on that side. They both tell you the same thing, but you want to interact with that, and that will just talk away to you for a moment or 2, and then you want to make your way up here, because then you'll be met by somebody up the top. Now just on the left here, as you come up, book there that you can learn. Feel free to pause the video there if you want to read that, what that says, but that's that. And this is why I said you want a decent weapon, or even a decent troll with you, because you'll be met by this guy, an albino bat demon, 1 skull. Now I tried this solo one time with like iron weapons, I think I had, and just a basic armour, and yeah, it did actually kill me a couple of times. If you've got a good troll you could bring with you, they'll pretty much take the aggro and deal with him. Now you could think you could just run around him and go up to the top, but you can't, because unfortunately you do have to kill this guy to get his blood. Now as you can see there, this is a black blood short sword that, not black blood, sorry, bloodletter short sword that I'm using, and you can see even with this, the length of time it's taken me to kill him. So if you think this type of weapon, let's just whittle him down. Obviously he's not attacking me, but he would be fighting you if you were up here yourself. There we go. Yeah, so as I say, this is a bloodletter short sword, which does 61 damage because it's got a damage kit on it. But obviously anything weaker than that is going to take you even longer than that to take him down. So what you need to do, ideally a pick of some sort, chop him up, and then what we'll find is if we go to our inventory you'll get some hide. We don't need that, it'll give you a bit of brimstone, some bones, but the key thing here is, and it will only give you 1 piece, that's because I already had a piece. He will give you a piece of that, which is albino bat demon blood. What you need to do with that is come up to this altar or shrine, or you want to call it here, place the blood in, and when I place this staff in, if you watch at the bottom right, it will then craft it. You can then take that from there. I've got one here ready, and if you place it down, you'll see now it's called the Awakened Staff of the Triumvirate, and it says talk above that skull. So if you press square,
Ooh, the diadem of the giant kings, an artifact of singularly unimpressive power. My former master, known as the Priest King, used to wear it as a symbol of his authority. His head looked like a carrot with a silver belt wrapped around it. But it certainly provided him with all the qualities you'd expect of an elderly authority figure. Stuffiness, a great love of his own voice, and the inability to control his bowels. The last time I saw his face, I was tumbling down into the dregs. It was right before he went north to do battle with his half-breed son, Tyrus. I checked the northern battlefield. Someone has probably smelled him.
now that was actually different what he just said there, because I've been doing some testing for this to make sure this all worked and everything. But what he'll do at first is he'll basically talk about how that he's been awakened, and he'll make a deal with you that he'll agree to help you on your journey if you agree to not throw him back in the dregs, essentially. So what you would do is you would listen to that, and the place that he is essentially referring to, we can just see it through the mist over there, is the Unnamed City and the Archivist, or the Archivist, however you want to pronounce it. And that is in the Unnamed City, which is this sort of reddy orange coloured area all here. And the place he's referring to, this won't be highlighted for you until you've been there, but for me, because I have, it is, and it will show just there. You can see it's just there, the archives. And what you want to do is go into there and speak to the ghost, because he'll tell you about all the different artifacts in the game, 6 of them, and what you need to do. And he'll also teach you cartography, I think the word is, which is a map room that you can craft in game and place down and use to transport yourself or teleport to different obelisks around the map. It is a one-way travel system. You can't then go to an obelisk and go back to a map room. It only works one way. But now with the Age of Sorcery, if you learn your sorcery to level 15, you can now get transportory stones, which you can place 2 down, so 1 in one location, 1 in another, and you can teleport from location A to location B and vice versa, at the cost of gaining a lot of corruption that you'll need to cleanse before you can travel again. But this is literally where he's referring to, and he'll tell you to go there. So what I'll do is, just to give you a little bit more, I will teleport over there now, show you whereabouts that is and what happens in there. Okay, I'll see you in a second. Okay, well here we are in the Unnamed City. Ignore the transporter that you can see behind down in the background on the platform. That's just a thing that we've got set up on our own server. But the obelisk is this thing here. If you run up to each of those and interact with them, you will be able to attune your bracelet to them. So whenever you find a map room, or you have a map room, you'll be able to teleport back here. And just show you on the map. So we're up here, sort of at the top right hand corner of the Unnamed City. Again, I am still cloaked, so nothing will attack me, but there will be various skeletons and things around here you would have to fight. If you come in from that way, you come from that entrance there, follow that staircase all the way down. Again, there's a few skeletons to fight, or you could ignore them, just run all the way down here, attune to that obelisk, and then what you want to do is head in here, which is called the Archives. And run all the way down in here, and once you get inside here, so here, nothing will follow you, and if anything was chasing you, nothing can get in here, so you are perfectly safe. And then that huge display you can see in the middle there is a map room which you can learn, which essentially is a map of where we are, the exile lands, and it will show you different things like this, little stones, and each one will represent a certain area on the map. So you'll have one for the Unnamed City, you'll have two for the jungle, the volcano, there's two up in the snow area, Mounds of the Dead, all different areas which are all, once you've attuned to the obelisk in that area, you'll be able to come up to one of these, interact with it and teleport to that area. But what we want to do in here is come up to this ghost, and when we can get the, oh, there it is, square to appear. It's always a little bit fiddly.
Do not be afraid, bonded one. I am just a shadow, a whisper of what once was. Before the fall, when this kingdom raised knighted pillars of black stone to the sky, I was called the Archivist.
Yeah, so as you can see there, you've got the option to talk to him, and the second option, learn cartography. You want to click that while you're in here, but also while you're here, you want to listen to what he has to say.
Have you come to seek a way free of the bonding bracelet, human? There is only one chance, and a very slim one at that. You must assemble the items of power that were present at its creation. The diadem of the giant kings, the mask of the witch queen, the tears of two races, the star of the champion, the heart of the sands, the shining trapezohedron, and the serpent ring of Set. I fear I set you an impossible quest, human. The diadem of the giant kings was once worn upon the brow of the priest king. He fell in battle with Tyros, the Deathbringer, in the battlefields of the north. More than that, I cannot say. The priest king was the most passionate and most volatile among us. I fear his downfall will not have been a simple matter.
Right, well I'm not going to click it again because he'll carry on talking about all the different artifacts.
No is to live, human.
Yep, to know is to live. Yeah, I'm not going to carry on talking to him because I don't want to spoil it too much, but if you talk to the Archivist there, he'll basically talk about each of the 6 artifacts that you need to remove your bracelet, and once again you can place your staff down in here. I'm not going to do it now because it probably won't tell me the right journey, but place it down in here, talk to it again, and it will then highlight the next area in the map if you're following the journey that way of where you need to go to, and then you'll be able to come out of here and then make your way up the map wherever it is that it's taking you to, be it further north towards the Unnamed City or into the Highlands, which are a very nice area but also dangerous in a lot of places, and there's lots to do up in the snow. Or when you're going after the mask of the Witch Queen, you've got to come all the way over here into the jungle. So it'll take a long time to complete. Just take your time with it. Just the main thing really is enjoy the game. Don't worry about following the journeys too much, but keep that staff on you if you go out somewhere. Pop it down when you're out, talk to it, and it'll give you a little bit more information. It's kind of a guide, if you will, that will help you out on your journey. But if you don't understand what that's meaning, or you're not sure on something, simple thing to do, either search in Google or search on YouTube for somebody that's maybe covered that particular subject, and you'll possibly find a video that'll be a how-to guide or a tips and tricks video or even a let's play that talks about it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. This is just a bit of a different one. Just want to try this out, see what people think. Not really seen many people talk about the staff and what it's used for, so I just thought we'd try this out. If you did find it helpful and useful, give it that big old like. Just helps the YouTube algorithm to push this video out to more people, because obviously more views is good for us, and more views means people want to see this type of thing, so it means we can create more content on it. And if you are subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for being with us. If you haven't subscribed yet, why haven't you? Only joking. Why not consider it? It's totally free to do. Just means you get to see our next upload, whether it's a tips and tricks video or our upcoming Let's Play series, or whether it's a future live stream that we may do in chapter 3. So I'll say, yeah, thanks again guys for watching. Hope you all have fun. Any questions, comments, leave them in the comments down below and I'll do my best to answer them. And for the moment, Exiles, I will see you in the next one. Take it easy guys. Bye bye for now.